flags are gaily flying o'er Celtic Park today, because the lads of Celtic have showed the world the way. They played the game in Lisbon, and here's how they won. They didn't play defensive, attack was what they done. Oh, the flags are out for Celtic, they know just what to do. And Scottish hearts and Irish hearts are mighty proud of you. In all the big world over, the name of Celtic rung, and in the heart of Glasgow our Celtic song was sung. God bless you, grade 11, this is your greatest day. Next season, shot from Greenock, we're with you all the way. Oh, the flags are out for Celtic, they know just what to do. And Scottish hearts and Irish hearts are mighty proud of you. You won so many cups this year, 4 or 5 or 6. You should give one to Rangers, they're really in a fix. John Lawrence shook your hands, lads, as you came off the plane. And everyone is proud of you, your football brought you fame. Oh, the flags are out for Celtic, they know just what to do. And Scottish hearts and Irish hearts are mighty proud of you. Oh, the flags are out for Celtic, they know just what to do. And Scottish hearts and Irish hearts are mighty proud of you.
Hail, hail, and welcome to the HomeBoys Live podcast here on Monday, the 25th of May, a historic day in Celtic history. One, because we've just clinched 4 titles in a row, and 2, because it's also the day of Lisbon. So we're back this week for the last show of the season with the full squad. I have myself, Joe McKenna, here in North County Dublin. We have Jason Higgins in Whiteshell.
Hello.
How you doing? You alright?
Good, mate, aye.
Happy days. In Drogheda, the man that's been on the sauce for quite, say 9 days, Harper, you said?
9 days, aye.
9?
Not bad.
Is this like some sort of like Guinness Book Records type thing you're going for, like? Or?
Just, don't pass, just enjoy yourself. It's hard, I was on holiday for a week.
Oh, you were on holiday? You just stayed in the house, didn't you?
I went down to Port on Monday, and that was it for a couple of hours. I went to Skerries one night for chicken wings. That was it.
Very nice. Right. So, are you in the Rannoch Inn tonight?
I'm upstairs. I've got the baseball and the mute in the background.
Ah, okay. Good to have your attention.
You're not hearing me cheering much, so I wouldn't say so.
And out there in sunny Edinburgh, Paul Larkin.
Hello.
How you doing, Paul? You good?
Yeah, I'm fine, Joe.
A good day yesterday?
It was fantastic.
Bank holiday weekend. So, a lot has happened. There's 4 titles. There's 5 goals. There's 3 coaches, 2 trophies. And there's one thing to talk about, and that's the party yesterday. I assume you were both there, Paul and Jason?
Yeah.
Did it feel like a party beforehand? Or did the 5 goals definitely add to that?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Let me go first. It was a dead good atmosphere, and you could tell it was going to be stowed, because I drove in. A good pal of yours, Sam from Belfast. Sam went to the game. He was for my brother's party, so I got him a ticket in the morning. So I went and picked him up at the hotel and took him and my daughter and my niece. And Linda and Rory were away for the weekend to Legoland, so I drove in. And it was a great atmosphere, and you could tell it was going to be mobbed because of car parking. You couldn't get a car parked anywhere, so it was great. Walking up to the game, obviously done the ritual, getting the kids a flag each, and made it up into our seats. And a couple of my pals, guys I met there in London last week, Emmett and his dad, and then Ricky, and there was a load of us there, and it was just brilliant. And obviously the team put a show on for us as well. So it was absolutely brilliant, and just thoroughly enjoyed it. And you can't ever get fed up watching Celtic collecting league trophies. It was very, very special, and a special mention to the 18 Inverness fans that made their way down to the game. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, just get them to fuck out the league. Honestly, they fucking annoy the life out of me. But it's almost like it's tinged. Team of the season, don't you know, Jason? Team of the season.
Aye, manager of the season. It was 1-0. But they're not a bad side, but we absolutely fucking destroyed them. Whether it was them, at the end of the day, we're in
fucking end of season mode as well, but we absolutely destroyed. It was 5-25.
Aye.
And it's just they just don't bring it to the table. I know they knocked us out in the semi-final, but bar for some dubious refereeing, we'd have been in the final, and I'm still a bit gutted that next week it's our day. Hamden's been fucking pulled for us, you know. We thoroughly deserve to be there. But the players put on a show for the fans yesterday, and they all chipped in. I thought some brilliant performances. I thought Azagiri was excellent. I thought Beaton played really well after me kind of slating him the week before. I thought he was. They're the games that he comes to his own. See when we're confident and we're passing the ball a bit, especially at home, the big park. And he was excellent yesterday. I thought like Johansson, Brown, I thought a lot of them. They put on a real good show for us. Big Van Dijk as usual. It's possibly going to be his last game for us. I don't know, but Ronnie seems quite confident he'll keep him for the Champions League. Jason Denayer probably last time. We'll see on a Celtic shirt, but no, it was great. It was great to see Griffiths and Commons coming on. It was good to see Skepovic. I thought he got two, but you were pointing out in the thread that he got one. And when I've seen the goal again, I would say it's definitely Beaton's, but he was there in the right place. He got his other goal. It was a great move for Wee Forest. So great to see Skepovic, and he got a standing ovation in the way off. I don't know if he's ship sailed at Celtic, but he put in a shift yesterday, and who knows, but all in all, an absolutely fantastic season. I think Celtic broke some records as well. I think it was best defensive display in the Premier League since the top league in Scotland since, I don't know, the early 20th century or whatever. Really? And we've only dropped 5 points for Christmas, you know, in the league. So I think big credit to Ronnie Dyler and the team. And it's just absolutely brilliant. What can you say? You know, we'll maybe talk about something that you mentioned before the game, before the show come on. We can maybe come to that later. But that's my analogy. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. So yep, happy days.
And who went with you? Just Sam and the girls, was it? Or?
Sam and the girls, yeah. I met some of my mates here, and I come home, dropped the car off, then went to the pub with the boys, and had a good few scoops last night.
Happy days. A bank holiday Monday. That'd be fantastic.
Can't beat it.
Paul, yourself, I mean, did you go with your son, did you?
Aye, I did, aye. It was good. I mean, it was, as Jason said, you could tell it was going to be mobbed, like, you know, just coming along London Road, just crawling along, and, you know, people who parked up, and just the amount of people that were coming in, you just didn't normally see that, you know what I mean? This was, you know, 45 minutes before the kick-off, and it was absolutely packed. And aye. And I mean, it was a great atmosphere in, although I have to say, once again, I thought Celtic's, the official celebrations were awful. Just the best atmosphere comes for the fans. Yeah. You know, the stage manage all this stuff, but the best point before the game was when they stopped playing in a walk alone and the fans continued to sing it. And it sounded like a church choir. It was magnificent. I was really moved by it, actually. But the fans, you know, were up for it. And, you know, as Jason said again, like, if you support football, if you like football, you support Celtic, and you can't get anything out of you like that, then you're in the wrong game, because that is what it's all about. You know, we've all been through barren years and times where we've been nowhere near leagues, and, you know, you'll never get tired of seeing that trophy going up above the heats, you know. And as for the game, I mean, you know, it was probably, I'm in the top 3 or 4 one-sided games I've ever seen at Celtic Park. I mean, Craig Gordon, you know, could probably have played with your smoking jacket joke, to be honest. It was that easy. And you know, it was good, a good attitude for the players as well, you know what I mean? I'm sure they're all kind of thinking it's been a long, hard season, let's go on holiday and stuff like that, but they're so professional now, you know what I mean? And they're chasing balls doing left, right and centre, and you know, people are playing well and all that kind of thing, and, you know, the result was never in any doubt. It could have been a hell of a lot more. Obviously, we had the obligatory handball in the line from Inverness that they get away with and stuff like that. It's just, you know, and once again, I've made a point of taping these games back now, and once again, Neil McCann tried to say it's not a penalty, you know, it's just too close and all this kind of stuff, and it's just like, that's what you're kind of up against with this kind of stuff, and you can see how much people are hurting, you know, that didn't like us and stuff. But I agree, and then obviously, trophy and all that. But I know we'll come on it later. But the one thing I wanted to say was that coming out after the game, which was a long time after it, was we drove along through Brigton Cross, which was literally like the Shankill Road. They had you expect to see Union Jacks and that. There was UVF flags on every single lamppost with no surrender. There was a big Dalmarnock no surrender banner right across the middle of the road. And you think to yourself, this is the police station's right next to it. and all these fucking flags and everything are there, you know what I mean? And I do like to see, because you see younger kids and families and that having to walk through all that and all these monkeys that hang about in these pubs. But at the same time, if they go to that kind of effort and keep them up and all that kind of thing, then as far as I'm concerned, they must be doing something right.
Aye, and you just see when you get through there and you see it, you're like, what century are they living in?
Aye.
There isn't any words for it, they are for a bygone age. And thankfully, I think they're getting marginalised further and further, but they're definitely for a bygone age, and there isn't any place for that. But what do you do? You can't. Education's the key, I always say. But aye, what do you do?
So Harper, did you watch it in the house or were you in the pub?
No, I watched it at home. I was back to work the day, and I knew if I went out, because they were having a whole shebang in the pub with a band and everything,
Yeah.
And I knew there was the chances of me making my work after all the drink I'd had in the past week. I says, no, I'll just take it easy and watch it at home, But I enjoyed it. There's no really a lot to add to what was said. I was laughing at fucking Neil McCann. I mean, the guy is just a fucking prick. The first goal, I don't know if you remember, John. I mean, I thought it was B-Tom that got it at first, certainly, but
I think they both got
it's 6.5 a dozen. But at first, Neil McCann, he just kept saying, "I can't," and it's a goal, but I can't believe how long B-Tom, how casual it was. And he kept saying it, I'm like, I heard that. Did they not fucking score, like? Do you know what I mean? What the fuck are you on about, you fucking midget prick? It really was pissing me off the whole fucking game, Then they started, and Crocker as well, who I didn't normally mind, but all this, and a lot of people would say Inverness are the team of the year, and everything. It's not, we're the team of the year. We won the league. You know what I mean? We're the ones setting records. Alright, John Hughes has done well. Absolutely. Can't take that away from him. John Hughes has done well with what he's got to play with there. And I like John Hughes. But Ronald Dyle is the manager of the year. The Celtic are the team of the year. We won 2 trophies. Ronald Dyle in his first season at Celtic, when he had tucking everybody against him, including the media and all the rest of it. He's the manager of the year. Celtic are the team of the year. No matter what anybody else says.
It seems like John Hughes got manager of the year for beating us in the semi-final.
But there's been a huge. I mean, I don't know if he's picked up on this, but it's something that I see swirling around me the last week. There's been this huge narrative to just attack Celtic every opportunity to try and belittle it. And it's been. I mean, first of all, we've got every newspaper and every radio station and every television covered Third Part 2005 this week. For what reason? Who gives a fuck about it? You know what I mean? But that's all covered, every fucking outlet. Then you have this nonsense, mate. Ronnie Dyer and Celtic. Sports scene last night. Inverness are the best passing and most entertaining team in the league. What the fuck are you talking about? Stephen Thompson sitting there, the cunt who stabbed his teammate 3 weeks ago. And he's giving it all right, not a fucking clue. And he's asked about Ronnie Dyer's management style. He doesn't have a clue. No idea what to say. Then, of course, you get the manager here in England, who's Jose Mourinho. What did he win? The League and the League Cup. And he's got plenty of money. But Ronnie Dyer, no, he can't get anything. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just the sheer. When I listened to that Radio Scotland after the game, and it was just sticking in their throats the fact that Celtic had won the league by 17 points, which, this close league race that we've been in for all this time. 17 points, 84 goals, as you say, the second best record of all time defensively. And you'd think that we weren't even in the league last season. Fucking Inverness were great, and Aberdeen pushed them all away, and all this kind of thing. You didn't get credit for anything. And then they tell you, what's a successful season for Celtic next season? Oh, well, it has to be the treble. I mean, Jesus Christ.
But it's like nobody's mentioning it either. Nobody goes, remember that those great 2 matches against Inter Milan when Celtic pushed them all the way? Nobody mentions that either. You know what I mean? Ronnie Dyer did well with that. It's fucking.
By the way, Celtic's won the last 4 leagues and we've not had a manager of the year in the four seasons.
It seems like you're just bored, are you? You're
Aye,
bored.
aye.
But just to put that in context, by the way, because I've actually got this in the next book as a plug in it, is when Rangers won 9 in a row, their managers got 7 out of 9 Manager of the Years. The only 2 that they never got was Andy Roxburgh in 1990 and Alec Totten in 1991.
Aye. So there you go. Aye, it's, you know, it says at me at the end of the day, fuck them, let them get awards. I don't really give a shit anyway. But it's actually, we know the score. Do you know what I mean? They don't need. And the thing is, you've got a fucking award that's given out before the end of the season.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the other thing. The other thing as well with the football writers was suddenly players who can't play for Scotland when they quoted it now. So what the fuck are you talking about? Which ends up with Ryan Christie winning the young player. So how's that? Well, Denier can't play for Scotland, so he's fucking ineligible for it. Well, what kind of award is this like? The UKIP sponsoring it, are they? It's fucking unbelievable.
I know. And then you've got that clown. I didn't. Obviously, I've not heard any of the TV, but seemingly Andy Walker was actually.
Oh, you had a good go at him, aye.
He's not everybody's favourite. They seemingly done all right, sort of slaying Neil Doncaster for handing it.
Aye. He said it's
At
not his place.
the end of the day, he's not done nothing in football. It's Billy McNeil's sitting up there in the director box. That's a guy Celtic players want to get them.
Neil Lennon was in the stadium. How good would that have been?
Aye.
Lennon handing the trophy to Dyler.
Well, I mean, as I say, I watched the game back, and I'm sure Joe and Harper saw this as well, but I thought at times Lenny was going to fucking headbutt that David Tanner. He was so fucking stupid.
Did you?
He just...
Sorry, go ahead, Paul.
Carry on, Joe. No, carry on.
Did you notice when Dale went to talk to them, like, they were all kind of in awe of him? Sort of straight off the bat, they were all kind of like...
I thought Lennon looked a wee bit uncomfortable. Did you know?
I don't know.
I just think he felt a bit like, this is just a bit weird. Like,
I'd say Lennon's uncomfortable.
I think I would have felt like that as well.
Aye.
You know, it's not your gig any longer.
Somebody at the game said to me, said, you know, what would you think? And what I thought would be going to your ex-wife's wedding. You know, and you're just kind of standing there while everybody's celebrating and they're all around you, and you think, Christ, that used to be me. You know? And it is, and you can see it. I mean, I didn't give a fuck what fucking Lennon does at Bolton or anything. If somebody said to him at Celtic today, would you come back? He'd fucking walk up to fucking come back. You know what I mean? Because they realise. I mean, you could see it. I mean, I'm sure we'll touch on it, but the guys saw the interview with Ronnie Dyle and John Collins yesterday, and it was just like you could see they're just absolutely loving it. You know what I mean? They're loving every part of it, and I'm sure, like Ronnie Dyle said, that you know, when you came into Celtic, you just can't prepare for it at all. It's just, you know, unbelievable. But I'm sure Lenny was thinking, fuck, you know, this was me. You know, I could have been here for years and years and years, but...
now I'm down in Bolton. Fucking Johnny Adair's knocking around somewhere.
Oh, fucking...
The thing as well, like, you've got that David Tanner standing there slaving a lot of shite, and I just think he sort of made it more awkward just by being fucking useless. Like, if it just been Ronnie Dyle and Neil Lennon, they probably would have spoke to each other better, if you know what I mean. Neil Lennon seemed like he was put in the spot a wee bit with, ask him a question then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't prepared for it. I don't know, mate. Surely he would have known that he would have probably come face to face with him in the park.
What's
it was like he was unprepared. It was a bit like the show, like, to be honest. But,
Lennon should have just said, what the fuck am I going to ask him? I know what this is like. What the fuck do you want to know?
He just kept going on about how these days go quickly and all that, and Paul, I think that sort of marries into your point, like, because he was talking about the players beforehand, before Dyer came up saying that the players should enjoy this because they only come round maybe 2 or 3 times in your career. He says, I was lucky, I got a lot more, and he said the same to Ronnie Dyer. He said, you should enjoy this because, like, no, they've been the last. I can't remember his exact words, but you know what I mean. And that kind of rings a wee bell to what you're saying, Paul. Like, he's maybe got a wee thing that fucking hell, I've walked away from this, like.
I mean, it certainly is as well. I think, you know, when you're out in the league or whatever, or cups, whatever, it's no right then that it bites, it's now. You know what I mean? When you see other teams going up and all that kind of thing. And I mean, this has been fantastic. I mean, we've talked about this so often, being kind of older Tims, if you like, about how this is the first time in our lives we've seen 4-0. We're going for 5 leagues in a row next year. Yeah. Which is just fucking amazing. And I would urge anybody listening, young, old, whatever, savour every second because these are the golden years.
Aye, I know.
I'll tell you what else I was pissed off about, right? So the game finishes about, 25 past, was it, Joe? Something like that.
Aye.
And obviously it's Sky cut away to adverts. And the time the adverts, I thought they'd actually got the podium up quite quick. I've seen loads of people saying it was 20 minutes, 25 minutes. It wasn't at all, because the whole coverage was done in 25 minutes. And I was really annoyed about that, because...
Did they cut it off? Did you not see all the lapping on and stuff?
They got about halfway down the North Stand, and that was it. And cut off at 10 to 3. And I was like, fucking, I hardly spoke to anybody on the pitch. There's no... Just... This is shit, like, no? I'm obviously Ronnie Dyler, fair enough. But they had a lot of time talking with Andy Walker and Neil Lennon, and I was like, you're like, get to what's going on in the background. Do you know what I mean? And to me... Always, I would cut away to adverts and then come back again, and it was like they would stay at the game until practically all the players were off the pitch. Remember?
Aye.
Years gone by, and if you'd see the fans start to leave, it was cut off really quick. I was really pissed off that.
It's fucking. You're right, Harper. I mean, it drives me mental. I mean, watching back the whole Man U game and then Newcastle West Ham. I mean, they've fucking practically got a camera on every supporter on the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Ashley and the fucking manager and all this and blah 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 and the whole owner and whatever. And up here it's like, oh well, we'll give you a wee tiny bit of money and we'll hardly show anything. We'll never promote fuck all, but we'll expect you still to be good and just do whatever we say. So they need to get a grip, because this is where they should be promoting their product, no stifling it.
Right. Well, right, so we're kind of on the subject at the minute, so let me bring it up. So I don't want to be a total killjoy and whatever, right? But you said there was a thread on Celtic Mind at Harper. I've not been on to see it. But we were in the pub last night, right? We were in the pub last night, and we were all at the game, and everyone says these laps of honour are a joke now, with all the wives and kids and stuff like that on. And I'm not being a killjoy, I know it's the players' day, but at the end of the day, they're our players, do you know what I mean? We want to sort of serenade the players, but there's about fucking 800 folk walking around that park. All their mates, cousins and all that, they're all playing long shooty in the box and stuff, and it's just a rabble, and you don't... Alright, we got the Ronnie roar. Ronnie came in and done his roar at each bit, which was good, but I'm sure other families are lovely people, but in all honesty, the fans really don't care about them. The fans care about the Celtic players wearing the Celtic jerseys that's won the league, and we want to just have our wee bit with them walking around the park. And do you know what I mean? It's just like, and I feel terrible saying that, do you know what I mean? Because obviously it's great for the players bringing their kids on and walking around the park with the big crowds and stuff like that. And wee Jay was there with his dad and everything. There's a lot of positives about it, but it takes away from you. I mean, years ago you'd be hammed and you'd win the cup, and the team would run up with the cup, and everybody would be, and that's what you remember. Now it's just got to, I don't know, it's all changed, and it's just a bit crap now.
I can kind of see your
call. Under Stratton did it though, because remember Stratton would be getting the tea wives on and everything. That kind of started under Stratton, I think. Now I think it's different if you're sitting in the house, because I could see that point of view completely if I was at the game. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of time when you're standing about and you're waiting for the podium to get built and all that, it's different in the house. You go, the adverts come on, you go there with someone else. Do you know what I mean? You're not just standing about. And then there's, as you say, a gaggle with it. But actually, I didn't mind it at all. I'll be honest with you, I didn't mind it at all. As long as I get to see the full fucking thing. But if I was at the game, I could definitely see that point of view. But I mean, I don't know about you, Joe. I mean, I sat in the house, I didn't mind it. I quite like to see like something of the wives. I
like seeing the family aspect. Though. Chances are all those extra.
Joe, you didn't like seeing the wives, did you?
Right. So, but you two don't mind it. But you are watching it on the telly.
Exactly what I'm saying.
I mean, the first thing to see is the first time I ever remember anything like this was when Dennis Wise took his son up to pick up the FA Cup about 15 years ago or whatever, and the thing that pissed me off yesterday was there was that many people on the fucking pitch with Celtic tracks. You couldn't even pick up Ronnie Dyle until he started actually done his roar.
But they were all just Lee Griffith's kids.
And I mean, the problem was, you could tell as well, it just took an eternity for the Lapiona to happen, because the kids are all young and take a long time and whatever. And see, I can understand why they're there and all that, but see, I'm kind of old school, and to be honest with you, like, I didn't need podiums, fucking pyro, flame shooting here. Just have a team going around the pitch and let the fans dictate the celebration. That's what I would like to see, you know what I mean? And because you time we built the podium, and I mean, the only good aspect of it, the two good aspects of the fucking celebration that I really liked. The first one was Neil Doncaster wasn't announced for obvious reasons, because he would have got booed to fuck. And secondly, when the Glasgow Cup, the Scottish Youth Cup winners team came on, they were announced as beating another team in Glasgow, which I thought was quite good. And so, but it was just like by the end, it looked like there'd been a pitch invasion. And yet there's no fans on the park, you know what I mean? And the worst one was, I saw a smart-looking guy with a beard standing beside Beaton. I said, who the hell's that?
I seen that.
And somebody spotted it and said, that's his fucking agent. And he's on the park and all. I mean, that fucking Israeli boy, so... Aye, no, it did get a wee bit much, like, you know.
Aye, and I feel really bad, bringing it up like some sort of killjoy, but it's just...
You shouldn't feel bad, Jason, because it's something that loads of people have seen speaking about today. So
every one of us that go to the game now, because I'll actually be quite honest with you. See, like, going forward, see if this is the way it is going forward. See when they lift the cup in future, I'll just walk out.
You'll know, because you'll have your kids there and all that, and you'll know that.
No, I will.
You'll know if we're dragging your kids away. Oh, come on.
Well, once they lift the cup, because at the end of the day, you're actually standing there waiting for 40 minutes, and they all come running dribs and grabs. I mean, Chris Commons, his wife and kids were away at the front. They weren't near any of the rest of the players. They'd walked away around by us, and then the rest coming and dial us away. And it's not like they're all looking after their kids.
Aye.
And you don't even know where anybody is. And it's just a big rabble on the park. And it's like, what's the point of this? Because there was quite a few people actually did leave.
Aye, there was.
Quite a lot of folk left.
I mean, look, people have things to do. They're pretty standing there going, come on, the fuck.
It's not like you've not got a focal point of a team running around the park and doing a lap on it. It's just a total rabble, and for the fans that's there, you just say to yourself, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
I feel really bad saying that, because obviously,
but tell you what, though,
if you're a player, it's nothing better for you to have your kids there and sort of share the moments and things like that.
If that was me, I'd want to do that. Like.
But the fans sitting in the crowd really couldn't give a damn about your kids. Do you know what I mean? And it's bad saying that, and I don't kind of mean it the way it's come out, but I mean, you are talking from a perspective of somebody watching on the telly, and without being cheeky, I don't really care about anybody watching on the telly, because I'm just caring about the Celtic fans in that stadium enjoying it, and you don't enjoy it because it's just a rabble.
But it seems to be a thing now anyway, in all big matches, like, you know, like cup finals and stuff. And
it's just probably that's the way it is now, and you take it or leave it, and so for now on, I'll just see them lifting the cup and then just leave. Because it's no point to it.
You're just cheering strangers at the end of the day. You don't know they're going to
imagine if it's like you'll never walk alone at the end, then you'd really fucking...
Well, it's not enough, I can assure you.
I was going to ask you, Paul said he was moved on. I said, I bet Jason moved as well.
Earlier on, the scarf, something of them, they were loving it. I kind of went to the toilet. I actually didn't go to the toilet, but I wasn't enjoying it, and the couple was singing.
Oh my god!
I mean, I've actually looked into the chat room there. There's Jim and stuff like that. He can't even remember the cup coming near the front of the stand, although he might be wrong. Guy JB67 says he left. He says as soon as the cup was near, I was off. He says his son couldn't make it yesterday, so it's just like.
I'll be honest, a good point, because I never saw the cup come near where I sit. Because you're right, it was so sporadic. Everybody was just all over the place, and I felt like, I'll be honest with you, I stayed till the last player went past me, but it was more out of politeness. I felt like just saying, right. I
did as well, Paul. I waited till they get past that where I stood, and then I left, but I didn't wait to see them going up the tunnel or anything like that. I left them, and everybody left. So see the North Stand. The North Stand would have been virtually empty by the time the players were walking down the tunnel about you, because everybody just wants to get past there. And the thing is, they didn't actually walk past. Some of them just meandered about the centre circle.
Aye.
Oh.
You know, and I'll tell you another thing, Celtic have got a cheek to pull out any of the ultras that's got the odd flare and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Because that can carry on the park at the end of the game. Bloody hell, there was bombs going off and everything. Sam I'm sitting next to you. See, I thought I was back in Belfast there in the 70s.
I did think though that the ticker tape looked quite good because it was so windy.
It did look. And there's a wee mini tornado in the park as well.
Aye, because when Dylan was talking to Lennon and that, like, no, the ticker tape was blowing in their faces and everything, like, no. So it looked quite good from that point of view, like, no, but I get the whole thing with the explosions and all that. It's just the way it is now, isn't it?
It is, and it's just like, but I think going with Edo there, I met Edo before the game, he came up and said, right, so it's just like, I think everybody in the sort of chat room there saying exactly the same. Everybody was hacked off, it's there, I don't feel as bad now. But I don't think Celtic will care, to be honest with you.
So a big...
But you miss it there. It used to be great seeing the players putting up the scarves.
Aye.
Yeah,
well, that's you just didn't really see it the same, like, no one going in the bag, getting their national flag and all that different things, like, no one walking as a group.
Aye, by the way, that's another thing, Harper. I didn't get that at all, why they feel the need to bring their national flag on.
Like, you know like that, no?
Nah, I didn't see the point there. I mean, to me, when you watch back the old games and the old history and that, you know, thinking about winning at Paradise in 81 and all that kind of thing, you know, that's what defined it, was the team celebrating after it in front of the fans.
Yeah.
And I can remember to this day, that's what one person saying, look at that supporter and important constituent of Celtic success.
Yeah.
That's kind of gone now, you know what I mean? It's sort of like, let's just bring everybody on and, you know, this, that, and next thing, and then...
But if you think about the centenary year, like at Hampden and that sort of celebrations there, it's just the players and the fact they soak up the fans in.
Yeah.
And on your point about the interviews, Harper, think about what Roy Aitken says, you know, we're Hampden and the Sun, we've done it again. Think about what Tommy Burns says, you know, that's why they're so special, because they're there and they're always there. These things are fucking immortal, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we didn't get them now either.
Nah, I know, it's just like, yeah, fuck, I know, it's just, that's modern football for you, isn't it? But I feel
at the end of the day, it's a small complaint for winning the league.
It's one of the things.
I don't want it to sound like we're totally fucking like.
You're whinging like fuck. You're whinging like fuck. Let's be honest. Like, I fucking get a big pen for those kids in the centre circle. Let the players walk around and then release the wings there.
Then take it away from that. Then, right? Can I ask you someone that asked? I commented on their thread, but it was only me and Joe. Was on it, obviously. I found it a bit strange that Stefan Sepovic started the game. Because to me, like, you know, when like the end of the season we play the kids and all that in games, that's what they used to do. But the last game was always, I always felt that it was the players who won you the title played, and at the very least they go on the park at some point.
Yeah.
And because they won it, and they're the guys that deserve to be there and get the thanks from the fans, and it's a mutual thing. Obviously, we're not getting that the same at the end. But like say, I felt sorry for like the Stokes not getting on the pitch. The Stokes could be away in the summer. By all accounts, like obviously Ronnie Dyler said through the week that he thinks Stokes has got a lot to offer at Celtic still. So you don't know, like no. But yeah, for me, Stokes could probably leave, and I felt a wee bit sorry for Stokes. That I mean, it's not a huge thing, but I just feel it's for the contribution he's made to Celtic over the years, from not to get on the pitch. Well, I think that was a wee bit about the balls for him. But that's down to the fact that, like Sepovic played, where, to me, Sepovic probably shouldn't have played. Because I think that Griffiths should have started. No, Griffiths came on. But then, because Griffiths was on the bench, that meant Stokes wasn't getting on, sort of thing. And I don't know, just that kind of... I'm not even going to say that it annoyed me, just a wee irk in mine. I just felt like, well, what does Sepovic really do? He deserves to start that game. I know he scored a couple of goals. It's not against him whatsoever. I just feel that the players who won the title should be the players on the last day of the season, especially some of them who might not be there next year. I mean, I don't know what you think about that. As I say, I'm not making a huge deal of it. I just thought it was a bit weird.
For us, like, as emotional supporters, I'm sure that makes sense. Like, but for someone like Ronnie Dylan's got to pick the team and put them out there and essentially still win 3 points. And I mean, he's just picking the guys that are working best at the time, I reckon.
I mean, he could have picked fucking 11 goalkeepers and got 3 points.
I understand that, but he doesn't know what's going to happen, though.
I'm with Joe. I think Ronnie Dyle is just a cold, calculated professional, and he watches the guys train all week, and for all we know, Skepovic might have been working his socks off the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think there's any...
Hence he gets the gig, but I don't know, I just think...
Well, if he only started working his socks off to get into the team the last week of the season, he's got a fucking problem.
I just think the daisy sentiment in football, as I say, the full game's changed. Players are paid a fortune nowadays. So for me, getting all sentimental and dewy-eyed a bit, nah. I don't feel anything towards players that way any longer. I don't feel upset because of the way they're getting treated or anything like that. They're getting paid absolute fortunes. So I'm pretty alright with whatever they want to do. Do you know what I mean? I don't really. I just whatever dial picks, I'm okay with it. You know, I don't buy into any of that kind of stuff happening. I just think
that stuff.
The days are kind of gone with the sentimentality part of it.
I'm dreading getting to your age. I swear to God.
It's like, you know, it's just football. The full demographics of football's changed. You know what I mean? Players are commodities now. And they're there to do a job. That's it.
Paul, what do you think?
I mean, I think it's probably either. I'll be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if it was a short window thing with Skepovic, just reminding folk that he's still around. You know, to me, he wasn't. I've still seen nothing to him that would suggest he's going to be our main man next season or anything like that. You know, I know he's not played a long time in that, but I thought some of his timing when he's jumping was terrible. You know what I mean? And just anticipation and stuff like that. I have to say, I thought whether he scored the first one or not, certainly the second goal that he got was one of the best goals I've seen in a while with the passing.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, I think another thing Ronnie Dyer has to get credit for is James Forrest is playing every week now and contributing every week, and he doesn't look like he's going to get injured. You know, Dyer said last week 760% better fitness recovery at Celtic for this time last season, and it's borne out with us. You know what I mean? But I mean, it is. But I think Jason's right and all. Like, there's just no sentiment in football whatsoever. You know what I mean? It's like you read so many places where you're sitting next to a guy in a dressing room for 2 years, and one day turn around he's gone somewhere else. That's it. No big goodbye, no out. You know, so. But I'll be honest with you, I think if he got a decent offer for Skepovic, he'd be off.
I would agree. I think Celtic would cut their losses well. If they could get anywhere near the amount of money back what they paid for him, I think they would sell him tomorrow. I would kind of guess. But I can see your point, Harper. I know what you mean, like good servant to the club. This is going to be his last game, potentially. Give him a run at it, but I don't know. I probably Ronnie Dyer doesn't think along the lines, and I think that's pretty good because I think he's quite cold and calculated. And I don't think
maybe it comes to the fact that Ronnie Dyer says he'll still be here next season. So
maybe. You never know. But yep. See, before we forget, I think we should maybe mention that email that you got, Harper, about that guy who's been missing for Denison.
Yep. Paul, do you know the guy?
Aye, John Murphy. He was at this year's premiere, and I know he's a regular listener and fan of the show and stuff like that. And unfortunately, went missing in Denison, May 12th, and he's not been seen since. So you know, we've been tweeting out stuff on the HomeBoys tweet and Facebook and all this kind of thing, and everywhere we can. And you know, it's these things in there, Casey, we'll just talk about it for a week and publicise a week and then go. You know, family are frantic, we want to find a lot of good friends. And so if anybody sees anything at all, just have a look at our Twitter's feeds, have a look at Facebook, HomeBoys, HailHailMedia, anything. Have a look at John's picture, 52-year-old for the last seen in Denison. And if anybody's got anything to help that they can, please do, because, you know, the power of social media and people like these days, these kind of things is huge. So, you know, just hope that John gets home safely as soon as possible.
I know, it's heartbreaking, and he lived round the corner from my brother. So my brother lives in, he's in Craig Park Drive. I think my brother's in Craig Park Street or something, but I know exactly where Craig Park Drive is. It's the Master Snooker Club's on the same street, so it's a street that links Alexander Parade and Duke Street. And seemingly he was in Duke Street waiting for his normal bus going to work. That was the last time we seen it, 7 in the morning on the 12th of May. So it's bloody heartbreaking, you know. And
it's a guy with five kids.
Five kids. Bloody hell. It's not worth thinking about.
Yeah.
So just hopefully there's some explanation here. I don't know, amnesia, I don't know, whatever. But hopefully something's happened and the guy can turn up safe and sound and get reunited with his family or whatever. Just if anybody knows anything at all, if you can get in contact with anybody of note, I don't know.
And also, I mean, I know his friends Gary Hanna and a few guys that sit in WS1 in the South Stand. There's loads of posters and that around Celtic Park and almost every lamppost and stuff like that. So if you're in that area or from that area, you'll see any details you get. You'll get all the information there as well, you know.
I've seen them in Central Station as well, but by all accounts, the mainstream media's kind of went quiet on it.
Right. And so if you're on, like, say, Facebook, I mean, the power of social media, like, it shouldn't be underestimated. And share it on Facebook, and it suddenly gets shared, and it just twigs somebody's memory. Like, you never know. So share on Twitter, share on Facebook, go to the HailHailMedia Facebook page and share away, and you never know. Like, no. So hopefully, I mean, there's a good ending to this. Like.
Absolutely, yeah. I hope so. Jeez. That's your worst nightmare. Somebody love going missing. You know?
I know.
So what else we got to talk about here?
So who would you say, get on the table, who would you say has been your player of the season?
Harper, you want to go first?
I'm torn. I'm probably going to say Craig Gordon.
Right.
Just, I mean, it's a toss, for me, it's a toss-up between him and Johansson. And just probably me being the sentimental for the show, and the story and everything that goes with Craig Gordon. It's just a great story. And I mean, you couldn't, if anybody wanted to come in and buy Craig Gordon, it would cost them absolute millions. Goalkeepers like that didn't grow on trees. I mean, you know what I mean? The top clubs in Europe, they're all desperate for good goalkeepers, and to me, we've got one of the best. I think I know somebody said last week that somebody said he wasn't as good as Fraser Forster. I think he is.
Yeah.
I really do think he is. I'm total confidence in all the time, and I have total confidence in Fraser Forster at the end as well. But I've absolutely no doubt that Craig Gordon was a big part of our success, especially when we started to do better in Europe and that as well. He was a big player for us then. So just for the story that's in it, and just, I mean, his performances merit it as well, in my opinion. So for me, Craig Gordon was the player of the year, and that seems weird for it to be a goalkeeper. But do you know what I mean? I always sort of, like, I was having a joke with my mate who plays the Bows today because he got man of the match playing left back the other night. And I was like, that tells you everything about the game. He must have been defending the whole fucking game, like, no? So you kind of think of that as a goalkeeper, but to me, I just think he was different class for the season. Like, and it's sometimes hard for a goalkeeper. They're not involved in games a lot of the time, and they still manage to keep their concentration and pull off a big save when it counts. So for me, Craig Gordon was Celtic's player of the year.
There you go.
Yep. Jason, yourself?
I've been thinking about this, and obviously Gordon's great shout, Johansson great shout, but see, for me, I'm going Lee Griffiths. I'm just, I think the turnaround and how he's cemented his place in the team, I think it's been nothing short of phenomenal, and the confidence the guy's got in front of goal. He's got an absolute wand of a left foot, and his goal yesterday was just typically his. Give him a sniff at the goal and see playing it across the keeper, he can drill it into the corner of that net. And Lee Griffiths, for me, I just think he must be one of the first. I know he's not been playing, starting every game, but I think that's more to do with the effort that he's put in throughout the season. But and he's obviously earned a Scotland call-up as well, which he says he's very proud of, and I think it's Easter Road. So it's a dream come true for him, running out for Easter Road for Scotland. But I'm going Lee Griffiths. I think the boy's brilliant, and I just think he's going to be a pivotal player for us in the next few years. I just think we've got an absolute gem there, and I think the boy's a nutter, but I think he's calmed right down, and he's just loving life at Celtic, you know. And he's been around the block, you know. He's been down in England, and he's obviously had a couple of spells at Hibs or whatever. I think it's Dundee started with, and he's seen sort of a couple of different aspects of football with different teams, but I think he's one of the guys that if you know he keeps producing the goods, I think he could be at Celtic for the rest of his career. You know, I think he's one of the guys. Maybe when he's obviously not good enough, he'd maybe take a step down and go to, I don't know, provincial team or whatever. But I think as long as Celtic want him, I might be wrong, but I wouldn't see him trying to push the boat out and go somewhere else. I think he's found his club, and I think he appreciates what he's got at Celtic. So Lee Griffiths to me.
I think you're totally right. And he gets free cider, which he showed yesterday in the tunnel.
So,
yeah,
opposite.
The
boy's a maniac, right? And you see some of his tweets on that Twitter, and he doesn't miss some folk. Some folk need him abuse, and he just gets right back at them. And obviously, he's made mistakes along the road, and he's a bit of a lunatic. But I really like the guy. And I just, he's obviously got a bit about him. But when he runs out in that park, when he pulls the hips on, it's 110% for him, and he's a bloody goal scorer. You know, he knows where that net is, and I just think he must be terrible to play against, because I think he'd be easy to hate if he was another team for you. But I think the guy's just brilliant. So he's my player of the year.
I'm going to go for Johansson. I was going to go for Van Dijk, but I think Johansson's just the one I've liked the most because of the effort that he puts in. You know. He never tires. He's never drained by the end of a game. He's just constantly just breaking up plays, and his passing game towards as the season has progressed has got an awful lot better. I mean, just dropping those balls over the defence, you know, scoring goals. He's just been fantastic. So I got to go Stefan Johansson with that one. Somebody's coming in my room here. Sorry. You alright? Okay. I'm just being told I have to put the kids to bed. Soon, not now, don't worry. Looks like we're going to the show. But Johansson, for me, because earlier in the season we doubted him a lot. I think we had a show where we just bashed him, saying that he wasn't good enough. And then again, we also had a show where we bashed Ronnie Douglas, said he wasn't good enough too. So we're all eating our words.
Well, Johansson? No, we never bashed Johansson.
No,
sure.
No, I don't think so, no.
Maybe I did then. Possibly I did.
I think I remember saying things at the start of the season that he wasn't performing to what he should have been. I thought he had been better at the tail end of last season than what he was at the start of this season, but I could say that for a lot of players in the team.
But it's great to
see.
see.
What I mean? Well, I don't think we bashed him, per se.
Well, we weren't exactly on the set at one point.
Just you talking a lot of shit as usual.
But Chaz at the show's about. So,
Jester hat Joe.
Jester hat Joe. I said, Jason, you were saying you bought 2 flags. I was like, no Jester hats, no. Fuck's sake.
Nah, not at all. Kids get 2 champions flags.
I'm going to make that name stick. Like, see for any, like we were talking earlier on, but these people only just turned up cup finals and all that. They're Jester hat Joes.
Jester hat Joes. I'm mainly offended by that.
I like it.
Fucking bashing me now. So Stefan Johansson, Paul, we'll go to you.
I mean, I would say Stefan Johansson as well, but since you have say Jason Denier, the guy he's almost flawless already, and he's only got 1 full season under his belt. I think possibly the biggest mistake in Ronald Dyer's career was not playing him in the Maribor game and putting in Ambrose instead. Because the guy's just, I mean, even on Sunday there, he's had a long season and he's still outpacing guys, he's still going for guys and that kind of thing. And I really do think that both him and Van Dijk have developed as players because of the partnership that they've had. And I just think, as well as credit to the management at Celtic, given that Jason and I hadn't even played a first team game for anybody before they came to Celtic. Now then he's arriving for Celtic. Man City have said they want him as one of their 4 centre-halves next season, and he's in the Belgian team. I mean, I just think that's incredible, the fact that he's only 19, 20-year-old. You know what I mean? Just brilliant. But Johansson as well, I think, fantastic. And with an honourable mention to Bruni, because I think if you had D2 in the trenches beside you, you'd fucking probably win Mace Wells.
I know, and see the wee videos that Celtic are sort of putting on Facebook and things like that, showing you in the dressing room, the players celebrating. How good is it? You know, because there is a togetherness, and see the way they're all putting champagne over each other. It's like you just know there is a hell of a lot of carrying on there. You know, it'd be some laugh to be a fly in the wall with them, because I reckon they're up to all sorts. And I just think guys like Griffiths, guys like Bruni, and they'll just be, I can imagine them just being absolute wind-up nurses from start to finish, but obviously coupled with a lot of professionalism as well, you know, because they're obviously, I don't think Ronnie Dyer suffers fools gladly, but I think he encourages a bit of madness, because I think Ronnie Dyer is a bit mad himself. And it's just, I think he encourages that, but he's certainly one of the boys, but he obviously knows, when you listen to him talking, how he's got to actually stand up. And I thought it was good when Dyer got interviewed as well. He gave a special mention to the 2 Johns, John Collins and John Kennedy, and Stevie Frail. and he says he couldn't have achieved it without them. I think that's a great accolade to the guys as well. You know, because a lot of us people were sceptical at the start, saying we've got this Ronald Island, people forced these backroom staff on it, but by all accounts it's not been that way. And I just think for a collective point of view, and obviously Brownie as well, managing that youth team, he beat the Sevco mob at Hampden last week, and Scott Brown was actually the manager, or he looked like he was the manager. He was at the touchline, and you just think to yourself, this is great. You know, it's like, for all we can slate what the board do at boardroom level and things like not engaging with the fans the right way and things like that, I just think from a managerial perspective and a player perspective, I can't have any complaints the way we're going at the minute. I'm absolutely delighted with proceedings that way.
You don't think Scott Brun is at the top of his game?
Aye.
I think he's absolutely
I feel bad because if he get Player of the Year, I wouldn't complain. And I think that's the beauty, because we've said 4 different players, and you could add Scott Brown there, you could add Virgil van Dijk, so that's 6 of them that you could put a watertight case for the 6 of them winning Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm. I thought, but on the Bruni point, I thought one thing Neil McCann said yesterday that I totally agreed with. I think the sort of the breakout season that Beaton's had has helped Brun, and the fact that he's much more attack minded now. He's taking players on, he's getting shots away, he's getting out in the box, he's getting goals. And I think Beaton's released Brun to the sort of holding role that he was playing. That's what Neil McCann said. I hadn't really thought about it until he said it, and it makes complete sense to me. Beaton is the guy who kind of sits back more and lets Brun go.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when Brown made his name at Hibs, that's the kind of player he was. He was attacking, you know. Yeah. And at that time, he had Kevin Thompson sitting and Michael Stewart sitting, and that allowed Brown to just run up and down. When they took 3 off the Huns at Ibrox and all that, Brown was the architect of all that, with his pace, running up and down and things like that. And you're right. I mean, but it's not just, to me, Harper, it's not just the fact he's on top of his game. He looks on top of his whole life right now. You know, he just seems so happy, and he completely gets it. You know, I always thought that the minute he really got it, was when he pointed at his captain's armband at Ibrox to the Huns, as if to say, I am Celtic captain. And these wee things have crept into his game, you know, pointing at the scoreboard at Hampden, things like that. I just think he's a fantastic leader of men, and he's fit, he's strong, and I mean, there's hardly a Celtic player in that team that looks knackered. You know, they all look like fresh and ready to go, and I know, as I said last week, back on the 24th of June, some players are playing on the 13th of June, they're only getting 4 days extra. But these guys, they're probably, every single one of them is probably going, you know what, see my holiday, it's not going to be the usual script, it's going to have to be keep my fitness at a pretty high level, because they know the standards that Ron Dyler's going to expect for them in that regard, you know.
Aye. I think you're right, because Chris Commons has come back after holiday, sometime twice the player he was the year before. So I don't think that's on the agenda this year.
Jason, to your point about Lee Griffiths, I mean, Scott Brown's another one that falls in that bracket. You could see Scott Brown definitely finishing his career at Celtic.
Aye. I would say so, definitely. And I think that's the beauty of having the core Scottish element we spoke about last week, because they they're settled. You know, they've got a settled family life. They're earning good money. They're playing with a massive club, and I think some of them just say, "Well, this will do it for me."
And another guy I want to give a shout out, who I think is the most improved player this year, and I know he's not everybody's cup of tea defensively, but I think Azagiri had a great season. It was as good as I think he's back to what he was when he first came. Attacking, I mean, yesterday he was absolutely phenomenal. I thought he could have been man of the match yesterday. For me, I just think he's back. Early in the season, him and Stokes were linking up brilliant on the left-hand side. It was one of the plus points when we weren't doing so great at the start of the season. To me, Azagiri's, when he's back to his best, like, I know he's not everybody's cup of tea defensively. He can make mistakes, like he gets caught at the park. Sometimes he gets caught at the ball at the top of him and that, but going forward, I mean, that's what we want from Celtic fullbacks. That's what we grew up on. And to me, Azagiri has that, like.
Aye, so I think he's been excellent. He's potential guy. I mean, he's not your typical Scottish player, but if a guy from Honduras, I think he just absolutely loves playing for Celtic.
When he retires, he'll be sharing the house with Paul Dim. You know what I mean?
He's brilliant, you know, and he's just he's took to the club have took to him, and what can you say? And he's got the heart of a lion. You know, as you say, he's not the best player in the world, but he's bloody good. He's got a heart of a lion, and so that's just he's I think the world of the guy. So that's yep. So as I say, it's a great wee discussion we can sit and have here, because we mentioned 4. That's about another 4 we've kind of brought up. You've got 8 players. We're dealing through the full team, because Beaton, you could argue Beaton as well. He could potentially be player of the year for the player that he was.
That wee turn,
the improvement.
That wee turn he did on the ball yesterday was fantastic.
I know, and it's like and it's just it's pretty incredible the turnaround we're on a dial. You know,
you remember the move he had in the second half when he had about 4 players around him, and he came away with the ball, and there was a big sort of roar for the crowd when he done it. And fucking Crocker and McCann were too busy talking about Scotland going to play Qatar because it came up the advert on the television. They didn't even show it again, the replay. You remember that? At the second half, it was right in the middle of the park, with 4 players, and just a couple of drag backs dodging, and they walked away with the ball. Don't mind that, no?
No, I must have gone to the toilet.
Oh man, it was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. And to me, he's got it in spades. Like, he just needs to add a bit of consistency. What a player we've got there. Like, no, he's still only a young guy.
See, when you mentioned as well, Jason, about the camaraderie in the team, you just kind of see that's. I think that's really the great example of that is how Gary Mackay-Stephen and Sir Armstrong have just been absorbed into the whole.
We mentioned them.
Armstrong's blotting out of the bar yesterday. He should have got a mention for that. That was See, when you see somebody putting a ball on a plate to somebody and they fire it out of the bar, you know, you see it all the time. Them leaning back, it can bounce my piss, because it's great. It's a great opportunity. But I think the two of them have been great, and I think that's a great point Ronnie Dyler makes. You know, but Celtic fans, they're listening to. I can read in gutter press and all this kind of stuff, and my brains are getting turned about we need this kind of signing, we need that kind of signing. Well, there's 2 signings we've made that are already embedded in the team for next season. Yeah. You know, they weren't available to play in cup competitions. So that's 2 new signings we've got already embellished in what Celtic's all about, and already ready to go for next season. So I think people forget that, you know, because when you sign a player at Christmas, you've kind of, let's face it, we didn't sign the 2 of them to win us the league. We could have won the league without them. But they were signed to get bedded in and then get ready for next season. And I am very, very confident the 2 of them will be excellent additions to Celtic.
I get the funny feeling Gary Mackay-Stephen gets that piss ripped out of him a lot in the dressing room. He just gives me. It just has the look of a fella who people just kind of rip the piss out of.
He's a wee bit innocent.
He just looks like it rolls off. He's like that, but then again, he was out in the park, and I bet he fucking terrifies these people.
He's just constantly as happy as Larry, isn't he?
Did you see his quote? His quote was up on the FIFA website. The quote of the week, one of the quotes of the week. See it now.
No.
I have it here in front of me. He says, I've had people looking at my trolley to see what I'm buying to make sure it's all healthy, but I think my dad's okay, so I got pass marks. One time the checkout lady wanted an autograph for her son, so she even offered to put half the shopping through without scanning it. And I politely said no and gave her the autograph. And he's just talking about, you know, how fucking big it is to play for Celtic. He said, like, even go to Tesco, he said it takes longer to get around the aisles. I mean, that's just an innocent kind of way of looking at the world, going like, Celtic's huge, it takes me fucking ages to go and get my fucking ham and cheese and fucking my pan loaf.
See when you were saying, Joe, about them being better than Ernie, I mean, it's like they're always just going to be
together.
Together, and everything happens together.
Fucking
what you call him, Ernie Wise, and what you call him again? Markham Wise, no, the scene where they're making the breakfast that famous.
Because they live.
Just imagine they 2 in a house together.
They live together.
Sharing a double bed and all that.
Fucking Chandler and Joey. I mean, playing foosball in the kitchen. They just seem like a double act.
And their Celtic pyjamas.
I know, but it's just, I think it's a great wee success story. You really got to pinch yourself at the bit of business that Celtic did there, because that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
We'll get the 2 of them in for the price you paid for.
See what happened to Dundee United since, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I know. And a wee special mention of the old Norwich City today, Alex Neil. What a job he's done down there. Done for him. Aye, beat Middlesbrough in the playoff finals, that's him in the Premier League. What a story that is, you know, just come down there. You seen what happened to Hamilton Accies when he left? They just capitulated. And he's been down there, and what a job he's done. So fair play. It's always good to see Scottish.
Gary Hooper playing?
Do you know what? I didn't even watch any of the game. I just seen the result. No idea, mate.
Oh, alright, I thought you were watching.
No, I didn't watch. I just seen the result. So, happy days. Yeah. So, are we finished talking about this? Because I've got a wee segue I want to kind of bring in. I was telling you, I was listening to this podcast last week, and this financial guy came in. We were talking about the English Premiership and money.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy came in, and this guy's done all the guy's an Everton fan, but he'd done loads of analysis on the English Premier League. It's quite incredible, the statistics that he brought out, right? And he was on about the wage bills, and so see your average wage bills. See teams like 10 and below, their wage bills are roughly like 70 million quid a year. But see the teams at the top, their wage bills can go for anything from 200 to 300 million a year. That's what like your Chelsea and Man Cities are paying, right? So what he actually said was, see when you've got the wage league table in the Premier League, the who pays the most wages, so you get that and you have a league based on that, right? 98% of the time teams finish within 3 places of their league placing, relating to how much money they've spent.
Okay. Yeah.
But he says, see the top 4, 96% of the time the top 4 finish in exactly the place they should be. So whoever spent the most money wins the league. Whoever spent the second most comes second. Whoever spent the third most comes third, and the fourth most comes fourth. So, and he used Liverpool as an example, because he says Liverpool spend roughly about 140 million a year in wages, where Everton spend 70 million, or 60 million, or 50 million. But he says Liverpool spend between 2 and 3 times the amount what Everton spend. But he says they spend like 50 million less than those in the top 4. So he says they've kind of went for it, but they've not went for it. And he says that's how they fall short, because they just haven't got that spending power to compete with the big guys. And basically they've asked it up, because they're obviously losing money. But that's basically what he said. And he says you can't really compete. It's like impossible now for like second-rate teams to compete to win that league, because it's just too far out their spending range. And he says it is down to spending money. So and he says, see if you actually look at the league, he says Everton win the league every year, actually looking at how much they've spent to where their league position is. He says they overachieve every year. Like they spend like 60 million or whatever in wages, but they'll finish like 5th or 6th or 7th, whereas their position should be 12th. So he says if you look at them, but he says they're still never going to win the league ever.
They've got 11th or 12th this year, though, wouldn't they?
10th or something, 10th or 11th or whatever. But it's just you just look and you say to yourself, they finished within 3 places of where they're meant to. I thought the interesting bit was the top 4. The top 4 nearly all the time finish where they should finish. And it's just solely down to how much money you spend.
So the competition isn't really on the park anymore?
No, there's no competition really. It's just that over the course of the season, the team that spends the most money wins the league. And that's it. See when you've actually got it in black and white and you've got the stats there, you just say to yourself, the sporting fact is kind of out the window.
Well, it's entertainment now, that's all it is. I mean, it's just entertainment. I mean, it's TV fodder.
Aye, it's just all down to spending money. But when you look at the money they're spending, it's fucking criminal.
It's funny when you started talking there, I thought you were going to tell us a story about how you got banned for a Facebook page.
Yes.
That's what you were coming at me when you started.
No, I'll tell you that story. I posted on a couple of the Everton Facebook pages, and the one is the Scouser one that I posted on's got like, I don't know, it's got 600-700 members in it, and loads of them are sound. I know loads of them personally, and loads of them are saying to me, "Well done, lads, great for Celtic" and stuff like that. But the Everton Republic Ireland page, see the grief I go for the fucking shite, Scottish football shite and all this, the vitriol, so the anti-Scottish sectarianism they were giving me at these, and loads of them have got like Celtic as their second team. They just couldn't handle it, and I'm posting photos of the team celebrating and winning the part and that. Rejoice, people, rejoice. And they fucking banned me for the page. Honestly, like that. See if I lived in Ireland, I'd fucking go bonkers.
Because see, when you were talking about that this morning, I was thinking to me and Joe, that's the kind of chip you face every day.
That would fucking. And by the way, see, the thing was, they get into it, but I get into. So they were kind of winding me up. So I was kind of taking the bait. So I started winding them back up. I said, just out of interest, how many use are Sky TV Evertonians, and how many use make the effort to go over? And it was all, how does that make a difference? It doesn't make us any better fans than I said, of course it does. I say, somebody that makes an effort and goes out every game is a better fan than those that sit and watching the telly. And he's like, well, nuts. So next thing they starts talking about how much it cost them to go and watch Everton. So wait to hear this one. The guy said to me, on an average trip to go and watch Everton for Dublin, it costs you between €600 and €700. I was like, don't talk a lot.
Bullshit.
I says, absolute shite. So next thing I says, a flight for 70 quid, your hotel room 50 quid, your ticket 40 quid, and £100 spending money. I says, what's that? And they all started giving me grief. Okay. So where'd you get a hotel room for 50 quid? I says, anywhere. I says, an average hotel room's 100 quid for two folk. I says, fucking, I tell you, Irish are very good at all economists, larkeries. Fucking,
It's not like you get an argument, Jason. Like,
No.
They were getting my back up. I says, get it.
Did you find out where they were from? Like, where they're based out of?
Full of Ireland. Fucking tough diggers. They were doing my boxing, you know. So I'll no longer be invited onto that page. And see, I've got quite a few of them tickets for Everton games before. You know, I've met them at Goodison and things like that. Nice guys. There you go.
Well, wait till you meet them again. They can give them the Barnsley boy treatment.
Aye, they've got my number and stuff like that. Some of them, they're texting me. I'm really sorry about that. They're fucking idiots on that page. I said, you're telling me. There you go.
Oh, man. Oh, goodness gracious me. A bit of wind here. So somebody mentioned on Twitter as well, another player we didn't mention was Liam Henderson coming back as well, in terms of the quality players that are advancing and progressing. Because, I mean, there's another one coming back next season. It's going to be a belt.
Yeah, it's interesting that Ronnie Dyer says that, and I think it was Andy Walker who said it as well. Really, I'd be confident in the team we've got right now qualifying for the Champions League. It just needs tweaked. So I mean, we've just went through practically the whole team, saying how good they are. What do we really need to add? When you're talking about like Liam Henderson coming back, we need to add, and Ronnie Dyer has been perfectly open about it, we need to add centre halves, obviously, and a striker. But that team we have right now, I'd be confident that the squad we've got right now qualifying for the Champions League next season. I really would be. I mean, what do you think of that, like?
Aye, but I still think a couple of good additions would do me. I just think.
Well, I'm the same, but what I'm saying is it's tweaky.
Yeah, I think.
It's the right road.
I put it this way, but I don't think we're going to have the two centre backs. So
no, well, I think we'll have. I'm with Paul. I think we'll have Van Dijk for the qualifiers at least.
I hope so. I really do. But I've just got a wee feeling. I don't think so, but I definitely hope so. By all accounts, I didn't see Van Dijk's interview after the game. Somebody was saying it looked like he was kind of saying he was. I don't know. Wasn't very confident that he would be here next season after listening to his interview. Did any of you hear it?
See, can I just ask this first, Jason, right, before the boys answer that? Like, when we the qualifiers for us start middle of July.
Right.
Also, if he was to be going to just say one of the top teams in England, right? A top 8 team, whatever, right? I mean, it's easy for me to say to them, look, we want them until after the qualifiers. It's not going to make any difference to anybody signs for.
Right. Well, we were talking about it at the game. I would basically incentivise them and say, look, we're going to ask 12 million for talking sake for you if you go the now. If you get us qualified for the Champions League, we'll drop that to 10 million. I don't know how they can do it, but they could. There's ways and means on about this, because obviously the carrot for us to get into the Champions League is massive. So you could kind of sell it to him that way, or just say we'll give you £1 million bung or something. I don't know how you could work out, but his motivational factor is going to be twofold to leave us. He's obviously going to go to try and play in a better league, but he's also going to go and earn absolute fortunes. Mm-hmm. You know, so he can kind of like. I don't know. But as Paul said, Ronnie Dyler he's been very specific, saying he will be here.
Mm-hmm.
So as if that he's had the conversation with him. At the end of the day, I know players hold all the power, but Celtic have got him under contract.
Aye, still got 2 years to go.
Exactly, and his head was turned last year.
Aye.
And because you mentioned it last week, Paul, so his head was turned. So this year, as long as he's going away, having his holiday, knowing that he's going to be with us for 3 months, or 2 months or whatever, and then he'll get his move. So I would take that, but I just think we need a couple of centre halves.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Ronnie Dillon mentioned on Sky, he was looking at a striker, or he was asked the question, he looked at a striker, and he mentioned strikers. So, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. I mean, certainly with Guedetti's away, and Stokes might be, Skepovic's probably, isn't the answer. So, I think that's an obvious one, you know what I mean? Although, to be fair to Lee Griffiths, he never really seems to get injured.
Yeah.
I know. That's another
so, but, certainly, I would certainly say he'd look for a striker. But, I'm with Jason. I think you should be looking at Scotland and trying to develop players that are in Scotland as much as we can, because he did say last week that there was 4 or 5 in the academy headed by Kieran Tierney that were ready to step up and back up the first team squad, you know what I mean? So you never know, there might be somebody maybe we pluck one for the development squad.
Yep. Right, definitely. And somebody like that, Adam Rooney, we mentioned him. I just think these guys, you don't know how good these guys are going to be until you give them a chance. When we signed Gary Hooper, Scunthorpe he came from, and when he signed Griffiths, he's coming for Hibs. You're signing these guys, but
I'd take Adam Rooney in a heartbeat.
Aye, but it's like, I think when these guys get a step up to play with better players, they become better themselves.
Oh, aye, definitely.
And it just you can actually mould them into better players. And the thing is, as well, if you're a striker and you're scoring 20 plus goals with another team in Scotland, you come to Celtic, you can make that 30 without actually adding much to your game. The amount of chances that we create. But as we've spoken about before as well, we don't play the type of game that it's a striker that's going to get all the chances because we're spreading them about the full team. We've got centre halves that score another 10 goals a season.
Right.
And I think that adds to Big Van Dijk's value. Well, Darius put that to his game as well, but I think Big Van Dijk, when you're signing a centre half that's going to chip in with 10 goals, I said maybe in England obviously are playing against better defenders, so it's going to be harder. But if you've got a defender that's chipping in with a good few goals, plus he's a good defender, I think
kicks, let's not forget his fucking dead balls.
Right, there you go. Right, exactly. So, so I think it's all positive. But you're right, Harper. With the team that we finished the season with, if we could go into Europe with that team, I would be confident in qualifying.
Right, what's everybody's highlights of the season then?
I was just going to ask the exact same question.
About half an hour left here, so highlights of the season. So many things have happened. It started pretty slow. It was looking grim. We were fairly despondent on the show about it, but then it started to pick up a lot. I think the biggest turning point might have been the last minute goal at Aberdeen, which is a great one as well. That's when the Ronnie Roar kind of appeared as well. But highlights of the season, Jason, what's your highlight of the season, do you think?
That's probably the most I've celebrated a goal. I had £100 in Celtic winning the game, so that maybe added to it. But that's probably, and I wasn't even up at Aberdeen. I was watching it in the house with a mate, and that's maybe the most I've celebrated a goal. I enjoyed up at Tynecastle earlier in the season in the Cup. That was a good one. Fifth Park. The fifth part of the Friday night game, that was brilliant. We won 5-0 and sort of wrecked their stand, but I didn't wreck the stand, but obviously
this season.
Was that last season? What the hell? There you go. I knew it was dark when we went there. Was that last season? What the hell? There you go. I've not even been drinking tonight, Time flies when you're having fun. So I don't know. The Sevco semi-final was a massive anti-climax.
Yeah, it was. I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about
I was pretty nervous going into it because I don't know. But seeing we got there, you didn't even really celebrate when we scored because it was that bloody easy.
Yeah,
there was no aspect or any point of the game that you thought we could maybe lose this or we weren't any bother. It's probably the easiest 2-0 victory of the season. You know, it was just they had nothing to offer at all. So that wouldn't even register in the highlights. But putting Aberdeen to the sword quite a few times, thought that was pretty good.
Here, someone telling us just came up on SNY. Rangers won loss from elimination. We're obviously talking about the ice hockey, but it kind of fits in it.
So Dundee United, the cup game, obviously when we get the draw up there with the 9 men, that was a bizarre game. But I don't know, the highlights. I absolutely loaded the league games. I thought they played really well in loads of the games, but obviously for the turn in Christmas, only losing 5 points. I just think as a collective, the team have motored on and they've just destroyed everything in front of them. And obviously the big downer was a semi-final against Inverness, but we've over that countless times, and I do think Celtic were worthy, but in the final, more than worthy. And for obviously the situation out with our control, we're not in the Scottish Cup final next week, which is an absolute gutter. But highlights, I think it's more just the way Dyer as a whole, the way he shaped the team. I'm just loving watching them. I'm just loving him being the boss. And I just think good things for Celtic going forward. And especially with Dyer saying in his interview, I'm looking forward to next season. You know, he tells you that he'll be here next season, and I've got no doubt that he'll be here next season. Yeah, I don't know what can happen in football, but just with him coming in and actually making that statement, whereas some other managers are a bit vague, they're always keeping their cards close to their chest. He's kind of got a project at Celtic, and he's looking to implement it. I think he's well known to doing it. So that's my highlight, is just basically the way Ronnie Dyer has kind of moulded the team.
Well, if I can take it away from the football maybe then a wee bit, as a season as a whole, I've got 2 massive highlights for me as a Celtic fan this season. One was obviously the Kano dance.
Yeah.
And us obviously getting made ambassadors of the charity, which was a very humbling experience, and it was a great night, and it was one of the few times the 4 of us get together in a season. I think it was the second time ever that the 4 of us have actually got together at the one time. So that was huge. But for me, Paul, the highlight of the season for me was the Asterix years in Drogheda. I absolutely loved that, and I loved it for the point of knowing that the majority, the vast majority of people that were there on the night knew nothing about the Asterix years. They knew nothing about the book. I mean, obviously, there's some people who listened to the show came for Dublin and Dundalk and a couple for Drogheda, but I know the vast majority they came because it was a Celtic night, and the way we pushed it with the supporters club, trying to tell them what it was about, and they came out in numbers and they watched it, and everybody got it, and to me it opened up a lot of people's eyes. Funnily enough, that you're like, because you forget that there's people who they're not into social media, they didn't listen to podcasts, and they didn't know what's going on that we're involved in. And I took great pride in putting that on that night for you, Paul, and for you to get the message across and how it was received. And it was just a great night all around. Then obviously with Damien Quinn and everything after, it was a great night. But just the whole experience that night to me was fantastic. That was one of my honest to God highlights in the season.
And of course, Big Connor collapsing.
Aye. I wish I had that in film.
My highlight of the season probably has to be Harper's Trousers.
Oh,
and the whole experience that led up to Harper's Trousers. Actually, I've got sad news. I tried to wash his trousers. Something ripped them in the washing machine.
Listen, I gave up on the trousers.
So rest in peace, trousers. You know, what we'll do is I'll cut them up and we'll raffle off pieces of cloth.
I don't even think you wear fucking boxer shorts, so I wasn't on them back anyway.
Yeah, I was working in a busy bar at Christmas time, so I mean at the time, so there's a lot of swamp bars going on. You know what I mean?
I nearly actually died that day. You got the trousers standing on that fucking hard shoulder of the motorway.
The question is, why the fuck did you get out of the car on a motorway? Why did you get out of the car on a motorway?
Because I thought somebody was going to hit the car. And I just thought if I get out, maybe at least I can move about, people see me. I don't know. I'm just terrified.
If I get out of the car, I can distract motorists with my fucking.
Just so, well, if a car comes careening towards me, I can maybe jump out the way somewhere. I don't know. I feel like I stayed in that car.
Mel Gibson.
At the back.
Oh my god!
But the only choice I had was jump off the side of the fucking bridge at about 200-foot drop anyway. So, I swear to God, that was terrifying.
Stay in the car. Is it? No, for me, the highlight of the game probably had to be Inter Milan game. So that was the night I lost my job. I came home. I was like, "Fuck this!" Sat down and watched the recording of the game, and was delighted with what I saw because it was just such a action-packed game. I know it wasn't a draw; it was a 3-3 draw, but it was a great sign and a real sort of, a real marking point for me to think like. Dale has got this together. I mean, he's got a team that know what they're doing, that they're hard to play against, and they'll score goals. And that was the first time we kind of seen a bit of Armstrong, really, as well. So that game for me was probably the highlight, just for the fact that it was action-packed and it made me feel an awful lot better after I watched it. Paul, yourself?
I mean, the Guidetti goal in the Inter Milan game lives long in the memory because it was just, as you say, it was a phenomenal game, you know what I mean? And it was really, it felt like we were back in the big time after a couple of years. And it was just like, fantastic. Off the park, there's so many highlights. I think Ronnie Dial winning over the fans, P4RTY and Weejay winning the goal the month, which hopefully will be the goal of the season, all that kind of thing. The strides made off the park in terms of that. And just something that occurred to me actually on Sunday was walking up to Celtic Park just to look at this magnificent stadium that we're going to now. You've got the Celtic way there, you've got all the new big pictures, all that up and that kind of thing. And it's kind of something we've said in the show, supporters have said in the show forever, is we continually say, if you know the history, where the club seem to actually now be understanding that and promoting the history, and it's fantastic. Celtic Park is slowly but surely becoming a better place to go and watch football, and there's still issues to be resolved. For one, which would probably be only my down point, I still think it's a disgrace in 2015 where some of our supporters can be jailed and can be lose their jobs and get their doors kicked in because they sing an Irish revel song at a football match. But I think that's scandalous, and I know that the FAC have still got a campaign going strong and a petition going on and urge people to sign it. But it's been, I really think Celtic have grown this season, as a club, and we've said it a million times. I've heard it said by so many people yesterday. I really do think that we're on the verge of something special at the minute. I think we've got a guy there running it who's got a clear focus. He's running his policy right through the club. As Jason said, he's already said, I'll be here next season, don't worry about that. John Collins, great Celtic, first time as a player, never won a league title. He's back one season, now he's won a league title. John Kennedy gets in the mix after he should have been playing for Celtic, after the horrific injury. And it's all positives, it's all really great stuff. And we can all sort of, grumpy old men, this, that, and next thing. Well, we are old men, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Celtic is striding forward. And I just hope, more than anything, that next season we have the same amount of people that was there on Sunday at every game. And you watch this team go. Because you couple that and bring the Champions League back, then, you're going to be really in a real golden period, I feel. So, and finally, I would say as well is that this is the first season I can remember in a long, long time where I didn't feel like I need a break. And I didn't feel like, you know what, I've done that for a few months. Nah, I could go to a game tomorrow. That's how I feel about Celtic right now.
Well, it's an interesting point you bring up about the Celtic way and also the new facade. How do you say that? Facade? The banners and all that, right? Now, I as I say, I'm one of these sort of misty-eyed sentimental fans, if you like. And I love, all the big European nights when you start seeing the videos popping up, like the Milan fans filming the Celtic crowd and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely believe a lot of European fans coming to Celtic Park for the first time, they already know that there's going to be a huge atmosphere in that, and there's probably going to be a buzz about them going to go and see that stadium. And they must come now and see, the outside is all part of that now.
Yeah.
That whole thing, the Celtic way and the statues and all the big pictures, as you say, it looks fantastic, especially when it's all lit up at night and everything. And it really is a sort of spectacular setting for those big nights now. And I honestly believe fans, because I think as fans as ourselves, there's certain stadiums in the world that are kind of iconic.
Yeah.
Celtic Park became as one of these iconic stadiums for its atmosphere, and now it has the sort of surroundings in the stadium to match it. And I honestly believe fans get a buzz at that, coming and getting their pictures taken and visiting. And I just think it's absolutely fantastic what they've done with the stadium.
I would agree. And for that side looking in, obviously when you're across the road, you've got that velodrome as well. Just a full area. If you get off at Dolmarnock tube station, I've done the lower level, you just walk up and then you see, you approach Celtic Park and it's this amphitheatre just waiting on you, and that's Celtic Day. It's just stunning, and it's just all credit to them. We slate the club many times on certain issues, and they deserve to be slated. And I totally agree with you, Paul, but it's an absolute disgrace this day and age that the offensive behaviour at football act. You can act that way in a city centre. You can get into a pub and sing song. You can't do it at a football game. You can do what you want at a rugby game, but you can't do it at a football game. And it's just it's beggars belief, But the great work that Fans Against Criminalisation are doing, there is a petition out there, and I believe that 6,000 or 7,000 people have signed it now. So I'd urge everybody, HomeBoys, we'll get a link to it and tweet it. And the people behind Fans Against Criminalisation really appreciate all your support. But it's a disgrace in this day and age. But for the stadium point and actually walking into Celtic Park, nowadays it's getting better and better, and I just wish we could fill the stadium, and the fans could come back and we could roll Ron and the boys on, because as I say, I've got certain issues with football and modern football, and it really, really annoys me. But the one thing that's not annoying me at the minute is the Celtic team and the Celtic management. I just think we could be round the corner for some very special times again. And I know it's impossible for us to win the Champions League the way it's set up. That's just not going to happen. But if we can get a wee run in it, we can maybe qualify and then get in a third place and get a wee run in the UEFA Cup. That would do for me, And I think Celtic are good enough to compete in the UEFA Cup, to be honest with you. So if you look at the teams in that final, if we were in the final against either of those, I think we could hold our own. I just think Celtic are a progressive team, and I just think the world of Ronnie Dyer and what he's trying to achieve at Celtic at the minute. So I'm absolutely delighted.
Yeah, one of my other highlights has to be as well bringing the Kano kids over from Dublin. That was great.
Aye.
Even though it was a whale.
The weather was terrible.
The weather was brutal. It was a whale that fucking dodge and vomit, fucking left, right, and centre on the bus. But the lengths in which the Kano went to make that happen, and the setup, and everybody involved to make it happen, and bring all those kids together from all those different schools and from that area of Dublin, which would be known as one of the more disadvantaged areas, was just brilliant to bring them over. Kids from different backgrounds and cultures and stuff. So it was a fantastic experience. And to bring my kids as well. So
Right.
I suppose without the Kano, without the show, without doing things like that, without all of this, none of that happens. So overall, it's been a good year. Paul, you've had the year of your life, I'd say. Oh
God, I've went on about it ad nauseum, but it's been just amazing. I can't have couldn't have went any better. And
I can't believe your highlight was the fucking. I just presumed you were going to say the show at Celtic Park.
That, to be honest with you, that's like. I've still not really even digested that, to be honest. I probably need put a wee bit of time between myself and that to actually think about that, because, I've had so many people telling me, have talked to me about it and that show, and, people that weren't even there and all that kind of thing, and it's just been incredible. And then, to take it to Las Vegas, for God's sake, and all that sort of thing. But it's given me so many opportunities and opened so many doors, and I just can't. It's just been a dream. You know what I mean? It's and as I said, the whole aspect of it was very difficult at the start, particularly with the film, the month of November. I got threatened. Door got kicked in. My mum got threatened. Son got threatened. All in the space of about 3 weeks, and that's when you question yourself. But then to go for that to paradise, which it was paradise, and. It's just something that I'll never ever forget,
And especially Robert the Bruce turning up.
I can assure everybody now that for the next one we have at Celtic Park, I will brush up on my Robert the Bruce knowledge.
I think get Rob Roy McGregor.
I know, we just have a big freedom for everybody. Fantastic.
Jason, we have to. I kind of alluded to it last week, but I can't suit the bag now, so I can give a shout out to our good pal Jock.
Oh, aye, definitely. One of our good mates, Jock, we told a wee story about him last week about him and his brother dressing up in a Celtic game on the 12th of July.
Joe, did you listen to last week's show, Joe?
I did.
Just in case you missed the story.
But Jock's son is signed for the mighty Glasgow Celtic, youth level. And he'd sort of wandered for the one-through path for a couple of years there. And to put it bluntly, he was playing with a rotten mob. And obviously Jock's family steeped in Celtic, and they're absolutely delighted young Liam is signed for the Hoops. So we'll be watching his hopefully budding career with much pride, and hopefully the wee man goes on to great things. And so he's only young at present, but as I say, it's a dream for the wee man at the minute. So fingers crossed, all goes well.
We can stop giving Jock a hard time.
It was relentless.
That's actually the only bad thing about it. That stops.
I know, and I think as well. I just think for obviously Paul, you've helped more than anybody, but I just think the Kano Foundation. I know we're going about them constantly in this show, but them going from strength to strength and obviously getting a good bit of fundraising behind them, no small feat to Paul. But I just think that's a great thing, and as I say, it's one of the simplest things. Get out there, just Celtic fans donating money to take other Celtic fans to the game and creating the next generation of Celtic fans. So fair play to all the guys and girls involved in the Kano Foundation that are involved in it week in, week out, and I know the work they do is tireless. But just big hats off to them, and just hopefully they can go from strength to strength, but just keep it with well known love. It's just getting kids, the next generation, going to Celtic games. So it's a big highlight as well of the season, because it's a thing that the 4 years feel really passionately about as well, you know, and it's just, I just think it's magic.
Right, well, in the view of highlights, any lowlights?
To me, I get pissed off with the Celtic support, all this booing and things like that. That's this thing that's creeped in, and like, you know, the things that weren't going so well maybe a few months ago, with people getting fucking, you know, just booing the team and things, and get booed off on half time and things like that, and you're just like, wait a minute here, you know. And it's we lost to, was it Hamilton Accies? What was it? They lost 1-0 to Inverness.
At home or away?
What was at Celtic Park?
St John's.
Hamilton, aye.
Aye, we lost 1-0 to Hamilton, but we had about 22 shots at goal or whatever that game, you know. And what was it the wonder goal for Hamilton, or did we lost another home game? It was a wonder goal. St Johnston, aye, it was a wonder goal at the end. We lost 1-0 to them as well, and we could have won 10 games with the 2 games, but just the reaction of some fans at the game. But that's just part and parcel when people have got this opinion that they pay their money and they're allowed to do and say what they want, so that's up to them. But aye, that's a wee kind of negative.
Just had a negative tweet here then. The outside is a false facade. Only masks the true reality to the fools in the Celtic family. Stadium is empty. PLC bankrupt.
That's a bit harsh, eh?
No, but to address that point, I think the guy has got a point, because the fans have kind of left in their droves over the past 5-6 years. Mm-hmm. You know, we've now got a big fucking flag above the Zombies end that's you know, that says a club like no other, but that's just masking that they can't sell the 10,000 seats or whatever that's up there. Mm-hmm. You know, and we've got guys in charge of the club that they're the custodians at the present moment in time, and under their watch, the Celtic fans are dwindling year in, year out, and there doesn't seem to be much getting done about it. You know, they're a PR disaster at times, and especially this season ticket renewal thing, the form coming out, just the fucking cock up after another, the way they worded it. If Rangers get promoted, then, you know, you kind of get your kids' seats and all this kind of stuff. And then I seemingly have heard that wasn't what they wanted to say on it, but that's what they bloody did say. So I just think, the boardroom level, they could be doing a hell of a lot more, and they could be understanding their customer base, because that's what the class has as customers nowadays. I just think they could be doing more. And this saying you've got a 50 quid discount from 3 years ago. No, fuck off. We've got a 50 quid increase from
That's total nonsense, and it's also, as I say, too many people at Celtic don't live in our world. That's, to me, is the single biggest problem, and that extends to the PR, where they say, I think the PR is really good and all that, and it's just like, you're living in our world, you didn't know what you're talking about. I think, certainly Celtic could be doing a hell of a lot more, as a club, on the park, will ebb and flow, you know what I mean? Good players, bad players, good managers, bad managers, good results, bad results. Off the park should be stabilised in the sense of, we have got the Celtic Foundation, fine, but there should be the implementation of living wage. We should be embracing the kind of the area that we live in, which to this day still has 51% poverty, and we are a beacon of hope in that area from our inception to now. We've got to do more for that, we can't just pick and choose our charities and say, right, we'll give 10 grand here, because that's not going to do anything. Anybody knows anything about poverty or that, 10 grand is really nothing, you know what I mean? It's pissing in the wind. So we could do that. Celtic Football Club could do that, in an ideal, perfect world, but I suppose you have to have the will to do it. But anything that can bring, because I think he's touched on a great point there, Jason, about the Champions League. We're never going to win it in this current format it's in, whatever. We all could probably pick the 8 quarter-finalists next season already.
Yeah.
But what we can do is we can make ourselves more than a football club, and I hate the way we just gave that over to Barcelona, because it was Robert Kelly who said that long before Barcelona were even thinking that.
Right.
Is that we can stand out, you know what I mean, as a beacon for that kind of thing, and to be helping others and all that kind of thing, because that's what we were. You know what I mean? That's what gives us our status in the world. We should be embracing what makes us big, and people identify with us. No fucking allowing governments to legislate against it. No fucking allowing police to try and trample over it. And as you said before, with this thing about the songs and that, please don't tell me these songs are being offensive when I've got to fucking be driven through effectively a loyalist fucking area trying to taunt me after a Celtic football match. Nothing gets done about it, you know what I mean? So
see for the offensive behaviour at football acts, the fans en masse, we went in the walk, remember, for George Square a few years ago, and we marched up to Celtic Park, in our thousands, right? Mm-hmm. You were over for that day, Joe.
Yep.
The thing is, Celtic as a club, we could just go to we could pick 4 away games and just say we're not taking any tickets for those games, and we don't want any of our fans travelling, because the way you're treating our fans is a disgrace, and Celtic fans will be stopping going to away games unless you get that act repealed. So the SFA better take that to the Scottish bloody government and say to them, look, this needs to get rethunk, because our fans are getting criminalised for absolutely, it's a fucking disgrace in this day and age, because there is legislation in place to deal with criminality. They've created this legislation to kind of even it up, because you've got one mob that's singing sectarian songs. This is their way kind of levelling it up. So Celtic could do a lot more, and that pisses me off royally. You go into the Mess QN club with Barcelona. I mean, how laughable is that? This is a club that once were a proud institution that represented something about the Catalonian people. Now they're sponsored by a company that basically advocates concentration camps and child labour and fucking Qatar. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, at the end of the day, I can always remember they never embellished anything on their strip. And then remember they get UNICEF on it. That was them sort of putting the wee thing out to their fans. Look, we're getting a charity out here. And then Bosch. Right, and Qatari Foundation, who now are getting investigated by fucking, slave labour camps building football stadiums for this bloody World Cup. And, it's fucking, basically they're fucking advocating concentration camps, and yet folk are holding Barcelona as this bastion of morality, who got a transfer embargo put in the club. They weren't allowed to sign MD, and then they signed Chewy for Liverpool. How did that work out?
That was something. That was one of the strangest things I've ever seen. When fucking Barcelona were banned from signing players, and Luis Suarez was banned for playing football, and then I watched them come on in a Barcelona jersey. So what the fuck is going on here? You're right. There's no doubt that UNICEF sponsorship definitely opened the door for the Qatar sponsorship. It's like, we'll put this on the strip for a couple of years, then we can open the door for a real fucking. But it's the end of it, just money. You know what I mean? But. It pisses me off. We're more than a football club because we were more than a football club. We've got a legitimate right to say that, because for people like us, we're fortunate in we live in a fortunate area where we can actually fight back at the oppression and the discrimination that we faced in our lives. These people in the 1800s, the early 1900s, had nothing and nobody apart from Celtic Football Club. You know what I mean? And that's why we continue to support Celtic Football Club and didn't support Barcelona or Real Madrid because they just fucking win everything, because it's more than a football club to us,
Right, and it's like, going back to highlights of the season as well, looking back to a few weeks ago with Jim Blythe on the show, and Jim, the amazing organisation for that food bank collection outside Selleck Park, and that's what proves that we are more than a football club. It's the fans that make it more than a football club, not the PLC shirts that sit in the director's box. It's the fans that actually make us. And Celtic has nothing without the support, and us as a support, we could wipe the floor of Barcelona supporters. Do you know what I mean? I don't know anything in note that they do, anything at all relating to things that we do. Alright, we're never going to have a team like them to watch in the park, and I'm not taking away for the footballing ability, but when you're spending fucking the national debt of a small country on your football team, you kind of expect a good team. Okay, they are an extra special team, but they're what's their wage bill? Their wage bill is, I don't know, 400 million a year or something. You're kind of looking for a decent standard of football. But so as Celtic, we are. I know they go on about a club like no other than that big banner, but I genuinely believe it. And with guys like the Green Brigade and things like that yesterday again, hats off to they boys, because in the face of quite a lot of adversity, they've still produced the goods, and another couple of great displays yesterday, and they've never stopped supporting the team. And for the first ball was kicked in the season, the last ball they've got behind the team, and fair play to them. I hope they go from strength to strength. So that's one positive. Sorry, Harper. I think the club are involved in sort of decent dialogue with those guys nowadays. So that's a big positive to me.
And I do believe I heard a wee bit. We've got a boss called Roy Doyle.
Oh, that's catching on.
Was there?
I heard it on the television. It wasn't like it wasn't massively loud, but I definitely heard. Well, I definitely heard the song of that tune.
Right.
That's what it was.
I seen that video from Aberdeen the other week. They were all singing it in the bar.
I've seen that.
Right,
there you go. There you go.
Catching on.
10 says.
So we go good and bad before we wrap it up.
Good and bad though. But Jason, you just maybe a wee plug. You're going to be doing a show this week.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully tomorrow I'm going to be doing a wee build up to the. I'm actually sick that I'm not going to it now because it was obviously the same. It was the same day in the Scottish Cup final, so I can miss. If we were going for the treble. So Athletic Club are playing in Barcelona on Saturday night in the Copa del Rey final. So my mates in Bilbao said, "What's the big
doing?"
Fucking Barcelona.
And they're playing it in Barcelona?
Playing it in Barcelona Stadium. There's no corruption over there, is there?
No.
I mean, you laughed at me. I didn't follow it. So you laughed at Joe, but I'm like, why the fuck's a non-neutral stadium?
Right. Hey, Real Madrid told them in no uncertain terms. This is when people say about the SPL being corrupt. The SPL couldn't hold a candle to La Liga. And we'll discuss part of that on the HomeBoys Extra when I do the show with Eusebio.
Do they split the tickets then?
It's split down the middle of the tickets.
Oh, okay.
But don't hang us Athletic fans have to travel 7 hours to get there. Right, it's funny. I can work that out. And by the way, it was only decided to play at the Camp Nou after the two finalists were decided. It's not like they do it at the start of the tournament. They tell you where the final's going to be.
Okay. Just in case Barcelona get to the final.
And the thing is, I've been to see them in two finals, and both times against Barcelona. First one was in Valencia, and the second one was in Madrid. They played at Vicente Calderón because Real Madrid refused to have the two teams in their stadium. Because if you can, I think back to the game, remember Athletic beat them 1-0 when Diego Maradona done the karate kick.
Oh, aye.
Aye, so that was the last time Barca and Athletic were in the Bernabeu, and it's safe to say there was a few not so nice anti-Spanish songs getting sung for both sides of the stadium, and royalties getting roundly booed and things like that. So Real Madrid have kind of says, well, fuck yous, you're not having their stadium. So they can actually say that. Well, Liga can't go to them and say, no, you need to give them their stadium, but Real Madrid can just veto it. So Atletico Madrid let them play at their stadium the last time, Valencia the other time, but I think they realised as well that with the amount of fans that Athletic bring like 100,000 fans, they'll have. And Valencia's like a couple of hours drive for Barcelona, and it's like an 8-hour drive for Bilbao. They're talking about 50,000 on the ground, 25,000 Athletic, 25,000 Barca, with another 70,000 Athletic fans outside the stadium, with no Barca fans outside the stadium. Barcelona only bring the amount of fans there that's got tickets to get into the game. So it's incredible, with the support they've got. So, yeah, hopefully I'll get Eusebio and I'll get Chilly John, mate for Liverpool, who's a big Athletic fan as well. We'll get them on a show hopefully tomorrow, and we'll get that out to the listeners.
That reminds me of the time Draw United got the Satana Cup final against Linfield, and we had to go to Windsor Park, and we beat them on penalties. So there's a good omen for you.
Right. But was the final? The final was obviously at Windsor Park before the.
The final's always at Windsor Park. Oh.
Aye, exactly.
No, the final's not always at Windsor Park at all. Sure? It was the Satana Cup.
Oh, Satana Cup, sorry.
And I'm not sure when it was decided. No, I think it was only because they were in the final. I can't remember. It wouldn't have been. There's two teams from the south had got to the final. It wouldn't have been in Windsor Park. Do you know what I mean?
They probably just didn't want any Linfield fans travelling anywhere outside of the north.
There you go. We went up there with a 2-hour drive. No, it was enemy territory. But we still done the business. We're on penalties. So Jason, there you go.
Was that a bit hairy getting in and out the ground?
I can tell you some of our boys there, like Joe, Dom, Jackie and Rennick and that, we had boys there for Scotland, we had butties. Hairy, fucking hell, we weren't giving a fuck. Five colours fucking everywhere and that, like, fucking magic, it was magic.
Yeah, I see the thing there the other week is Windsor Park's falling apart. Apparently one of the stands is unsafe.
Aye, I know, aye. Fucking they look. Right, good and bad.
Good and bad, right. Jason, you go first, good?
Good. Celtic won. Celtic lifting the league championship. That's tremendous. You can never get tired of that, and that's what we live for. That's what we follow the boys for. And just when that cup gets lifted, it's just happy days, bliss.
A small part of me thinks you were enjoying the Steven Gerrard send off yesterday as well.
Aye, somebody says when the Liverpool kick off, somebody replied every 9 minutes. I enjoyed that.
They're really going to struggle with that legend. So
he scored a goal, didn't he? There you go.
Paul, you're good.
I've seen it at the start. So the walk on at the start of the game was absolutely brilliant. It wasn't shouty, it was just sung like a choir, and it really welled up, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Excellent stuff. Harper, you're good.
I'm going to go sort of more season wide. I just think the HomeBoys show, used three guys, I think it's been brilliant this season. I think it's went from strength to strength. Great laughs, great rants, great thoughts, great piss takes. HailHailMedia as a whole, but obviously we're very bad at mentioning other shows, but there's other shows out there that's going to have a look for them. But no, I really enjoyed the season again, and we'll probably keep going. Jason's got a HomeBoys extra. Me and you, Joe, have got one lined up as well. I'm going to speak to you about at the end of the show, and we'll keep things ticking on in the summer here and there. But no, just for me, HomeBoys has been great, and I've enjoyed every minute.
Aye. Yep. I'll go along with that. I'll go along with that one too. I mean, there's been so many great things have happened this season. The Kano dance, bringing the Kano kids over, all the good things that have happened this season. It's been ups and downs as usual, but it's kind of when you get to the end of it, you start thinking to yourself, geez, that happened, this happened, that happened, this happened. Because you forget along the way how kind of eventful sort of being part of the show and being part of HailHailMedia can be. And being a Celtic fan in general, which is it's all part of the trip, and kind of I think part of all of us it's kind of dying to get into the next stage, into the next season, and just be like, man, what's coming now? What's next? As opposed to kind of sitting back and going, well, the summer's here, let's just chill. I think we're all kind of looking forward to next season to see what Ronnie Taylor does next in the sequel. So it's all good. It's all roses in the garden, So bad, Jason.
I'm kind of lappy on her. It was a bit of shit. Overlap. But I'm not really wagging down. I've got the day. No, I'm happy as Larry. Celtic 4 in a row. There is no bad.
Happy days. Harper?
Just try to think what I'm going to be watching next Monday night, drinking my gin instead of doing HomeBoys. Fuck's sake, better find an excuse to drink somehow, but there you go. That's the one bad.
Matt's got a day game, though.
That'll drive you to fucking drink.
So, Paul, you're bad?
The fact that we're not in the cup final this weekend, go for the treble. We were cheated with that, and then we were ridiculed for fucking actually no being fucking unhappy about it, you know, it's fucking...
Did we ever get an answer? But ever get an answer, Paul?
You just said they never seen it. That was it.
Right.
You know, only cunts in the world, didn't they? But there you go.
I'm going to Slane Castle this weekend to see the Foo Fighters and Kaiser Chiefs and that. So every cloud has a silver lining.
There you go. My bad. I had one in my head a minute ago, and I have no idea where it's gone to now. The thought that Sevco might come back, right? And
come back.
Been back.
Oh well, sorry, that can't. Well,
schoolboy.
See, fuck's sake, I'm reading too much on the internet. The thought that Sevco might enter the league, right? And people are going to start acting like it's the second coming, which it actually is. But I mean, but people are going to start acting like, well, the league's. Well, yeah, think about it.
You know, I see these playoffs and stuff like that. I watched a bit of the Hibs when I'm against them, and Hibs were so far in front of them that just no bottle whatsoever. You know, Hibs are a better team than them, but you don't get any plaudits for passing the ball out the middle of the park. They just couldn't put the ball away. They kind of did, but I've got no interest in it at all. I don't care whether they come up or not.
No, me neither. But that's what I'm saying. That's the bad thing is, like, because if they do, people are going to act like, I mean, the media are going to act like, well, here we go. Here's the challenger. I'm like, nah, that's not how it works.
No.
But so that's kind
of. I enjoyed the playoffs. Oliver when I'm staying up last season, seen on the television, see my gran and grandpa's house on the TV. Just at the FC there.
Good stuff.
Right, so I think we're done. That's it for the season, folks.
We're done.
We just do a wee, obviously John Murphy again. During the show.
Any information to John Murphy? Yeah.
12th of May, he went missing, and as I say, for the Denison area, heading to work in Easterhouse. So if anybody, 52-year-olds, is that right, Paul?
Aye.
If anybody's heard of anything or get any kind of information, just contact the powers that be, and because obviously his family are distraught. So if anybody can share it there.
One last shout as well for the WJ charity match, Beatty versus Haig, or Haig versus Beatty, New Douglas Park on Sunday. So
it's a good luck to us.
So WJ again getting plenty of airtime there at the weekend. So great to see him every week. So folks, that's us for the season. We are done. We have talked enough shit to fill a landfill over the course of this season. I don't know what I have anyway, between Harper's Treasures, fucking Big Daddy.
By the way, right, if anybody listens to this doesn't realise, I'm actually a reverend, right? I'm a legally ordained reverend of the Universal Life Church of California. If there's any homosexual couples in Ireland, married, I'm your man, I'm your boss. I can perform the service now in this legal country.
So if you want an angry, drunk Scotchman to marry you as a gay couple, contact the HomeBoys.
Aye, and listen, don't make him up, because I've got contacts. My brother's gay, he's married. I know what to do. I mean, I've been involved in this kind of thing. So
this sounds like one of these business things you come up with every so often. You go, I'm going to marry gay people, make a fucking fortune. Alright, that's it. You know, fair play to Ireland for voting yes. You know what I hear about that though? All the politicians jumping in front of the cameras going, look what we did. You're like, fuck off, you didn't do this. The home to vote thing was fantastic. People flying home to vote. So nice one, guys. Enjoy your time. Get married. Have a good time.
Be as miserable as the rest of us.
Exactly. Give your life away to another person. So that's us done, folks. It was always a pleasure. We will be back in a matter of weeks, I would imagine. Jason's back on tomorrow. Me and Harper will have a wee bit of a special coming up at some point. There might be something else coming up over the course of the summer. But other than that, hail. It's been a good season. 4 in a row. Ronnie Taylor, here we go. Next season, bingo, bongo. Let's see how it goes. Jason, Paul, Harper.
Hail, hail.
Hail.
Chuck a lot.
Hail, folks. We're gonna play off with the Kano song, which is up on iTunes this week. The links will be out on Twitter and on Facebook, and I imagine the Kano push it too. So this is the Kano song that I wrote and my daughter and her friend sang. So you get it on iTunes very, very soon. Watch this space, and a big hail, hail. See you next season. Slán.
Chuck.
Ever heard the crowd roar louder than you can hear? Ever seen a grown man reduced to tears? Ever had thousands of friends that would carry your load? Ever seen a sparrow in the air on the London road? I'll show you green you've never seen, you won't believe your eyes. Brothers and sisters on every single side. Smiles on those faces, you'll see them from far and wide. Tell me, have you ever seen paradise? Tell me, have you ever seen paradise? Ever been so excited you can't sit still? Jumped out of your seat, I promise you will. Ever had your arms around someone you never met? Heard them sing a song that you'll never forget. Ever had a love so strong that it's all you feel? Come with me, I'll show you it's real. I'll show you green you've never seen, you won't believe your eyes. Brothers and sisters on every single side. The smiles on those faces, you'll see them from far and wide. Tell me, have you ever seen paradise? Tell me, have you ever seen paradise? Oh, tell me, have you ever seen paradise?
If you wanna